Hey there guys, hoy, welcome back to another awesome video. It's time for another movie review. And today's holiday movie review is going to be of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York is the sequel to the classic beloved Home Alone. And this time around, instead of Kevin McAllister being home alone, he's obviously lost in New York. So this movie is directed by Chris Columbus, not John Hughes. Although John Hughes' production is involved, he's kind of more taking a backseat. Chris Columbus is the director and John Hughes is taking a backseat as the producer. And many people really like this movie and many people hate this movie in terms of a film as a whole. And as a sequel goes, for me, I actually like this movie. I find it pretty entertaining, and I think it's because of many things, and one of those many things being Macaulay Culkin. And yes, sure this has been his second time playing the character, but Macaulay Culkin just really plays Kevin McAllister very funny and very clever and also very sweet and really brings in that emotion. And I think that's great what he does. And he was very excellent for a young child actor. And also, I don't remember if I established this in my review for Home Alone, but I will establish it here, and I'll apply that to my review as well, is that he plays Kevin McAllister very smart. Like, he's very smart for his age, because he's pretty young, and the family treats him like, oh no, he's probably scared and all other things, and that he's probably doing this and probably doing that. He doesn't know what to do. He's probably worried and sick and all those other things, and has no clue how to handle himself in the outside world when he's pretty smart for his age. However old Kevin McAllister is supposed to be in this film. And as for the family goes, the family's fine. They serve as that moral support. That's sort of like how they kind of play out as they did in the first film. And bear in mind that both this movie review and the movie do tread on some same footsteps, where they're like, oh, we're doing this again, or we're not doing this again, or we trying not to do this again. Like, they do acknowledge things of the predecessor and acknowledge of things in the first film. So if I do bring up some parts of the first Home Alone, it's gonna kind of be a little hard to, because the film actually even acknowledges too. Not to be meta, but they just kind of go like, yeah, we kind of did this before once. And yeah, we kind of didn't do this before. So it treads on some same footsteps, but the family's fine. They support is that, oh, we gotta find Kevin. Hopefully Kevin's okay. We found Kevin. They go to New York. They find him in New York, and they're that moral, emotional support. And that's pretty much it. And what else to say? You got Marv and Harry back. You can't go wrong with Marv and Harry. And you can't not talk about Home Alone or Home Alone 2 without Marv and Harry, because although they're just in those two films, you can't not talk about them. You can't go wrong with Joe Pesci, and you can't go wrong with the guy, I forgot the actor's name, who's Marv, but you can't go wrong with those two. They're always a highlight, and they're always a delight. But you know who else is a highlight and who else is a delight? Tim Curry in this movie, because he's just such a fucking delight, honestly. He's probably the most quotable for me, honestly, with everything he says, the way he delivers his lines, how funny he is, and he's a national treasure, to be honest. And he just does this so over the top. It's brilliant, it's hilarious, and it's funny that he's got basically little Weasley, Rob Schneider next to him, and all the other, like, basically concierge bumbling around, bumping into things, and all that slapstick shit. And of course, we have the Trump, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna say is Trump's in this. That's it. But what I will say is, just like with the first Home Alone, this movie is very memorable and very quotable. And like I said, Curry does have probably the best lines and best quotes and most memorable lines of this film. He has the most hilarious scenes. He's just being Curry. He's Tim Curry. I mean, he's just great in everything and anything. And he's got his Curryness going on. He's just being Curry as Curry. So it's just phenomenal. But you also got some really good funny things to remember too. Like, you got the old, like, recorder thing they used to have back in the days, like with obviously Kevin doing the, "This is Kevin McAllister, the father." And then even the uncle in the shower going, "Get out of here, nosy little pervert, or I'll slap you silly." You just got some really funny parts here and there. And with this movie, we have the bird lady, the pigeon lady, the creepy pigeon lady person. And although it's very sweet and sentimental and very humble, and she is a very sweet character and a humble character, I feel like this is not necessarily a stock character or a trope, but she feels like she's filling in the basically the old man like Stanley guy from the first Home Alone. And honestly, like I said, she is very like, it's very emotional, like how she connects with Kevin, but I feel she's just filling in that gap of, oh yeah, we need that one character that Kevin's gonna freak out over and think there's like a crazy myth about her and that she's gonna eat him and all these other things, and in reality she's a nice person on the inside. And yeah, looks can be deceiving, looks are to be deceiving, but we got that already in the first film, and not to bog down on the actress, but honestly I really like the old man better because I felt that was more emotional, more impactful. And even that church scene is so beautiful. Looking back on it and rewatching it too. So just a kind of little small minor setback, I guess, more or less. There are a few other minor things, but we'll get into a sec. And yeah, this does fall into sequelitis or sequel syndrome, which is this as good as the first? Will it be as good as the first? Does it try and like basically top the first film and try and go bigger and go better and or does it try and catch lightning in a bottle? And it does some of these aspects good and it does some of these aspects pretty bad. So one thing, since we're going into sort of the bad, we've kind of gone to a little bit of the good, but let's go into a little bit of some of the minor bad things. And so with the minor bad things is, for me personally, I kind of not really a big fan of how like now the family hates Kevin in the beginning of this movie, because let's be honest, like maybe this is just me, but let's be honest, Buzz was kind of the one that started this shit, and you kind of don't blame Kevin for being like, no, I'm not gonna apologize for him because he basically just is kissing your ass, you know? And Buzz is being a kiss up to the family, going, well, it was my fault, I apologize, and he even apologizes to Kevin, but then he turns around and he's like, basically gives a big middle finger to him. So I don't blame him, and it's kind of a little bit, like, kind of stupid that the family is now like, oh, yeah, but turn on Kevin, basically kind of moment. So it doesn't feel as strong. I just feel like they just kind of did that just to kind of go, yeah, we need something, we need an excuse or a reason for now, hey, they separate, and then all those other things kind of happen, even though it doesn't really feel as impactful, but that's just my opinion. And the other thing that kind of is somewhat of a bother for me is that the, like, scenes with, obviously, the big, like, obviously, I guess if you want to call it the climax, or the big, like, action scene with obviously the house and all the stunts and the obviously iconic moments where Marv and Harry are getting either like slipping, falling, banging, burning, all sorts of collateral damage to themselves. I feel like they really trying to like push themselves, like they really wanted to go bigger on this, and it works, but at the same time it doesn't work. It's funny because obviously Marv and Harry are now thinking, oh, you know what? He's done this before, so let's kind of like, we have an advantage against him, so we know where this is gonna go. So there's a scene where they dodge some of the obstacles and objects that Kevin throws at them, which is kind of clever. It is kind of a bit funny. I like seeing the two of them go, like, pretend like, oh no, we're going to get you, and then they kind of avoid it. But I feel there's so many moments in this film that they kind of, it feels a bit cartoonish, almost a bit too cartoony. And I'm not saying I'm looking for perfection in this film, but it kind of pushes, it feels like it goes a bit too far with it, and it almost starts feeling like a big old, like, Tom and Jerry cartoon. So, but that's just my opinion. However, I do like the addition of Duncan, the store manager of the toy store. I thought he was really nice. I liked what they did with him and the two turtle doves, and how he explained it to Kevin was very sentimental. But overall, I would say I'm going to give Home Alone 2 Lost in New York a B-. And as much as I really love the first Home Alone, and it is this great John Hughes, like, masterpiece, and this sequel is not gonna surpass the original, there are some moments that I do like a little bit more. I mean, I will give it to Tim Curry. We have Tim Curry in this film, and I like that more. But other than that, if Curry wasn't in this film, it wouldn't really feel as good to me. It doesn't feel as good as the first, but it's like it's like here's Home Alone, and it's kind of like just a step down. That's pretty much to sum it up. But Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, what do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And make sure you ring that bell to be notified. I do new videos, new content every day, if not every week. Share the video with family or friends, all that good stuff. And leave some suggestions in the comments for the next reviews, top 10 gaming vlogs, Q&A, all that good stuff, and more. Awesome news. If you want me to talk about some topics, maybe some other things, comics, you name it, I'll look into it. Since we are in the month of December, I'm going to try and do a little bit more holiday stuff, especially for, obviously, this being December and this being basically Christmas month. So I'm going to try and do a lot more holiday reviews. I will squeeze in some other content here and there, but I'm going to try and keep it at a good balance. And especially with, eventually, towards the end of this month, will be my top 10, both my top 10 best movies of 2020 and the worst of 2020. So look forward for those, and also the other things. Tomorrow, I might just have a vlog for you guys. You'll have to find out. Just stay tuned tomorrow to find out what it's gonna be, and where it's gonna be. So hopefully, guys, you like it, and I appreciate you guys' support, especially now, because I know I haven't been so much consistent lately, but I'm trying the best I can with not only my work schedule, but just me personally, and just have stuff happening that kind of I haven't been that away from my channel, but like if I get away for like a couple days, maybe weeks of off my channel of no content, then I'm just dealing with something kind of personal at the moment. So just trying to, hopefully maybe this could be something that can maybe take my mind off of it. Maybe if it helps, we'll see. But hopefully things just work in the end for me. That's just all I have to say. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.